Foundation Level Objective 4.3.3 K2. Explain the value of white box testing. First question: which of the following is not true for white box testing? We are looking for a false statement here. A. During white box testing, the entire software implementation is considered. The statement is not quite clear to me. Do they mean we must have the entire software implemented to perform white box testing? If that's the case, then the statement is wrong. We can perform white box testing on just pieces of code. But if they mean that white box testing can be performed on the entire software implementation as a whole, then the statement is true. Let's wait on that one. B. White box coverage metrics can help identify additional tests to increase code coverage. The statement is correct. If we measure that the coverage is low in some areas or modules, we can add more test cases to increase the coverage. C. White box test techniques can be used in static testing. The statement is correct. White box test techniques can be used during code reviews. D. White box testing can help identify gaps in requirements implementation. The statement is wrong, so this is the correct answer. White box testing techniques work on the implemented code and can't identify any missing code related to missing requirements. So as we are sure that the correct answer is D, then the statement on option A is true, and option A is not our correct answer. Second question: how can white box testing be useful in support of black box testing? A. White box coverage measures can help testers evaluate black box tests in terms of the code coverage achieved by these black box tests. Correct? Performing only black box testing does not provide a measure of actual code coverage. White box coverage measures provide an objective measurement of coverage and provide the necessary information to allow additional tests to be generated to increase this coverage and subsequently increase confidence in the code. B. White box coverage analysis can help testers identify unreachable fragments of the source code. White box coverage analysis doesn't help identify unreachable code. We just measure the coverage. The statement is wrong. It also doesn't answer the main question about how white box testing helps black box testing. C. Branch testing subsumes black box test techniques, so achieving full branch coverage guarantees achieving full coverage of any black box technique. Incorrect. There's no direct relation between black box coverage measures and white box coverage measures. D. White box test techniques can provide coverage items for black box techniques. Incorrect. Again, there's no direct relation between black and white box coverage. Correct answer is A. Last question. Why does white box testing facilitate defect detection even when the software specification is vague, outdated, or incomplete? Nice question. White box testing works on the current state of the software code. It doesn't care if the requirements are vague or outdated, and won't know if the specifications or the code itself is incomplete. A. Test cases are designed based on the structure of the test object rather than the specification. This is correct based on what we have just said. B. For each white box test technique, the coverage can be well defined and easily measured. The statement is true, but that's not the reason we are looking for, so this is the wrong answer. Developers can easily measure white box test coverage using software tools. C. White box test techniques are very well designed to detect omissions in the requirements. The statement is false. Wrong answer. D. White box test techniques can be used in both static testing and dynamic testing. Again, The statement is true, but it's not the answer to our question. Now, the modal answer of option A states, this means white box testing can find defects, such as an extra feature added to the code, either accidentally or deliberately, that is not supposed to be there, which black box testing cannot detect. I don't think this statement is correct. The opposite is actually true. Right? Let me know what do you think.